A very happy morning, dear children. Welcome back to your English class. So, today we will be learning about our fresh lesson, lesson 10, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, okay, by Mark Twain. Today we will be learning the part 1 of this story. First of all, let us see the summary of this story. This story is about a 12-year-old naughty and mischievous boy. आप भी मस्तीखोर हो ना? Naughty and mischievous? Then, the name of the boy is Tom Sawyer, who lives with his Aunt Polly. वो अपनी Aunt Polly के साथ रहते हैं. And his half-brother Sid. So, Tom lives with Aunt Polly and his half-brother means a type of cousin. उसका नाम क्या है? Sid. So, they all three live together in a place located in a town in St. Petersburg, Missouri. Fine. It is Monday morning. Oh my God. सुबह सुबह उठो, ready हो जाओ, पढ़ाई पे लग जाओ. Monday mornings. And Tom is not willing to go school. So he tries out different excuses. हम भी कभी कभी करते हैं ना, स्कूल नहीं जाना होता तो मामा पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, मुझे नहीं जाना, सर में दर्द हो रहा है, मुझे नहीं जाना. So here Tom, on the Monday morning, he is not willing to go school. So he is making different excuses. Now let us see कि वो कौन सा excuse बनाता है. Okay?
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Monday morning found Tom Sawyer miserable. Monday morning always found him so, because it began another week's slow suffering in school. He generally began the day wishing he had no intervening holiday, because it made the going into captivity and fetters again so much more odious. Tom lay thinking. Presently it occurred to him that he wished he was sick. Then he could stay home from school. Here was a great possibility. He canvassed his system. No ailment was found, and he investigated again. This time he thought he could detect colicky symptoms, and he began to encourage them with considerable hope. But they soon grew feeble, and presently died wholly away. He thought further. Suddenly he discovered something. One of his upper front teeth was loose. This was lucky. He was about to begin to groan as a starter, as he called it, when it occurred to him that if he complained of the tooth, his aunt would pull it out, and that would hurt. So he thought he would hold the tooth in reserve for the present, and see further. Nothing struck for some little time. Then he remembered hearing the doctor tell about a certain thing that laid up a patient for 2 or 3 weeks and threatened to make him lose a finger. So the boy eagerly drew his sore toe from under the sheet and held it up for inspection. But now he did not know the necessary symptoms. However, it seemed worthwhile to chance it. So he started groaning loudly. But Sid slept on unconscious. Tom groaned louder and fancied that he began to feel pain in the toe. No result from Sid. Tom was panting with his exertions by this time. He took some rest and then swelled himself up and started a succession of admirable groans. Sid snored on.
Do you think Sid will wake up? टॉम कितना ज़ोर ज़ोर से चिल्ला रहा था, ओ माई फुट इज़ पेनिंग, ओ माई टो इज़ पेनिंग. बट हमारे सिबलिंग्स भी ऐसे होता है ना, कितना भी चिल्ला लो कुछ तो उठते ही नहीं है, राइट? सो टॉम वॉज ट्राइंग टू वेक सिड अप, राइट? बट सिड वॉज not at all waking up, right? He was sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. Now let's see what happens Next.
Sid and shook him. This worked well, and Tom began to groan again. Sid yawned, stretched, and then brought himself up on his elbow with a snort, and began to stare at Tom. Tom went on groaning. Sid said, "Tom, say Tom." No response. "Here, Tom, what is the matter, Tom?" And he shook him and looked in his face anxiously. Tom moaned out, "Oh, don't, Sid, don't joggle me." What's the matter, Tom? I must call Auntie." "No, never mind. It'll be over by and by, maybe. Don't call anybody." "But I must. Don't groan so, Tom. It's awful. How long have you been this way?" "Hours. Ouch. Oh, don't stir so. Sid, you'll kill me." "Tom, why didn't you wake me sooner?" "Oh, Tom, don't. It makes my flesh crawl to hear you. Tom, what is the matter?" "I forgive you everything, Sid." "Oh, everything you've ever done to me when I'm gone." "Oh, Tom, you ain't dying, are you?" "Don't, Tom. Oh, don't. Maybe. I forgive everybody, Sid. Oh, tell him so, Sid. And Sid, you give my window sash and my cat with one eye to that new girl that comes to town and tell her." But Sid had snatched his clothes and had gone out. Tom was suffering in reality now. So well was his imagination working, and so his groans seemed quite real.
Where do you think Sid has gone? Sid किसी को बुलाने गया होगा ना? He had gone to call Aunt Polly. Now see what Aunt Polly is doing.
Sid flew downstairs and said, "Oh, Aunt Polly, come, Tom's dying. Yes, don't wait, come quick." "Rubbish, I don't believe it." But she fled upstairs, nevertheless, with Sid and Mary at her heels. Her face grew white and her lip trembled. When she reached the bedside, she gasped, "You, Tom, what's the matter with you?" "Oh, Auntie, what's the matter with you? What is the matter with you, child?" "Oh, Auntie." The old lady sank down into a chair and laughed a little, then cried a little, then did both together. This helped her to be calm, and she said, "Tom, what a fright you did give me. Now, you shut up that nonsense and climb out of this." The groans ceased, and the pain vanished from the toe. The boy felt a little foolish, and he said, "Aunt Polly, it seemed mortified, and it hurt, so I never thought about my tooth at all."
The pain vanished from Tom's toe because Aunt Polly ने टॉम का झूठ पकड़ लिया, राइट? इसलिए अचानक उसके पाँव से दर्द गायब हो गया. It vanished. So our answer is Aunt Polly came to know about Tom's real intention, that he was not willing to go school on the Monday morning. Let's check. It's correct.
"Your tooth, indeed. What's the matter with your tooth?" "One of them's loose and it aches perfectly awful." There now. Don't begin the groaning again. Open your mouth. "Well, your tooth is loose, but you're not going to die because of that. Mary, get me a silk thread and a chunk of wire out of the kitchen." Tom said, "Oh, please, Auntie, don't pull it out. It don't hurt anymore. I wish I may never stir if it does. Please don't, Auntie. I don't want to stay home from school." "Oh, you don't you? So all this row was because you thought you'd get to stay home from school and go a-fishing." Tom, I love you so, and you seem to try every way you can to break my old heart with your outrageousness. By this time, the dental instruments were ready. The old lady tied one end of the silk thread fast to Tom's tooth with a loop and tied the other to the bedpost. Then she seized the chunk of fire and suddenly thrust it almost into the boy's face. The tooth hung dangling by the bedpost now.
So dear children, I hope you got the moral of the story that you should never lie and should never make excuses, right? Now time for your share it. Is making excuses a good habit? Is it right to make excuses? Give your views on this in 5 lines. You need to give your views in 5 lines about is it good to make excuses. I will see you next time with the part 2 of this story. Till then, go through the textbook, go through the story, read it well. Bye dear children. God bless you.